This past summer, I was the intern for Coaches Across Continents, and I traveled to Tanzania to work on 2 of their different programs. I think what stood out about CAC to me was that there was such a positive impact being made, and how we were able to use something that we're all passionate about, being soccer, to create such a large-scale impact on communities and individual teachers and individual kids, and just be able to really take that step of really impacting those communities.
My freshman summer, I had the chance to be a global citizen, or a volunteer, as you might normally know it as, for Coaches Across Continents. I had the chance to travel to Uganda, Africa for 2 weeks and help communities in need. I was first really interested in CAC because of an alumni, Nick Gates, who came to speak to us and tell us about the impact that we would be able to have in these communities, developing communities, where we wouldn't have to necessarily manipulate what they do, but rather bring in fun social impact games through soccer to teach them valuable life lessons and problem solutions.
11 years ago, we started Coaches Across Continents, and it was kind of an accumulation of experiences of traveling the world for 2 years to look to see what soccer could do to impact communities. And since then, Coaches Across Continents has grown from 1 program in Tanzania. We're now represented in 60 countries, and we have 50 countries on a wait list. So we have a fantastic relationship with Harvard Soccer, and over the first 11 years of Coaches Across Continents, about 60 to 70 Harvard soccer players and alumni have been involved in Coaches Across Continents.
One of my favorite games while I was in Tanzania was one called Egg, Sperm, and Goalkeeper. The goalkeepers were essentially HIV prevention methods. When the egg and the sperm meet each other, which is the ball and the goal, that equals a pregnancy. So you're trying to stop those pregnancies. So the first part of the game, there's no goalkeepers, no condoms, etc. So then there's lots of pregnancies, and it's the score is 10-12 or something crazy, and they're like, okay, well, what's missing here? So you have to add in a goalkeeper, and they kind of have to explain what that could be in real life.
One of the great things now about the partnership between Harvard Soccer and Coaches Across Continents is we're now building a legacy. That Harvard Soccer has recognized that the experience of the athlete is not just the 4 years, it's staying involved in the sport and staying involved in Harvard Soccer over a lifetime. And the legacy being involved with Coaches Across Continents keeps the stories moving, it keeps people connected. I've been very, very fortunate, as I said, to have seen nearly 70 athletes working with Coaches Across Continents over the first 11 years, and more importantly, seen the impact that Harvard has had. On top of that, I think the story that Harvard is telling about Coaches Across Continents and the involvement of the athletes helps Harvard, because Harvard wants to have a global impact. And these amazing athletes who have joined Coaches Across Continents have been a great credit to Harvard.
A huge lesson I learned from volunteering with CAC was the impact that sports can have on women. For example, through these individual games that I was able to help with in Uganda, women were able to gain confidence in themselves, to use their voice, to lead others. But even further than this, they were able to find out how soccer and learning about different education needs in their community can help them live better, healthier lives for people in their community.